Hey guys, it's the Clowns here from Infinite Dawn, and I'm going to try and keep this video as short as I can. This is going to be a tutorial for setting up a town with Towny. Before you think about making a town, I would highly recommend having at least $4,000 to $5,000. Um, Even though all it requires is $3,000 to create a town, as you're going to need money for the daily upkeep as well as money for claiming chunks for your town. Making a town with Towny is extremely simple once you understand basically how it works. There are a few different ways to make a town, but I'm going to show you an extremely easy way to understand, hopefully, and it's the way I use it if I were to make a town. To make the town itself, the first thing you're going to do is type the command /town new and then the name of the town. So the name of this town will just be test. So it just says I created the town test. Now, you're going to notice by typing /town, it's going to show you a lot of information here. All I really care about right now is the bank and the town size. So the first thing you want to do after you create your town is deposit money into the town bank. If there's no money in there and the time comes for the server to collect all the town's upkeep, which is $70 a day, your town will instantly get deleted and everything inside it will slowly also get deleted. So you're going to want to type the command /town deposit and then an amount. Like I said, even though it only costs $3,000 to create a town, I recommend having at least $4,000 to $5,000 to put directly into the town. So for this, I'm just going to deposit $1,500 for now. So now you type /town, you can see the bank now is $1,500. This will allow us to claim more chunks that'll be part of the town, and it'll keep the town up for a while as far as daily upkeep charges. Now that we have money deposited in our town bank, we can start working on the town. What I like to do is create a border around the town chunks that are not part of the wilderness but are part of the town. So what you're going to want to do is walk until you see it's a wilderness, then go inside, and what I like to do is just create a border, or at least on the outside, around my area that I own. So I'm going to come back in a moment and you'll be able to see what it looks like. What I did here was I created a border around the edge of the area that is the town. So as you can see, when you go above the, or I'll stop flying, when you're on the snow or inside it, this is part of the town. Stepping outside it is the wilderness. I just like to create a border around my town so I keep it organized and I can understand where it cuts off, what part's the wilderness and what part is my town. Now we're going to want to start claiming more chunks that'll be part of our town. So over here where it says wilderness, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to go around and start claiming chunks one by one. As I claim them, I'm going to put snow, or you don't have to put snow, I just like to use the block that stands out. Make a daytime really quick. You're going to want to, well, you don't have to, but what I recommend is making a outline of the town chunks you claim so you can easily tell which claim is which. This is going to be sped up, but you should be able to see what I'm doing. The command you're going to want to type is /town claim. This will claim the chunk. By the way, a chunk is 16 by 16 blocks. They're all connected. The borders of them make up the world. Each chunk is 16 by 16 squares. So over here I just claimed this chunk, and now as you notice, it doesn't say wilderness until I go over here. So now I'm going to create the outline and I'm going to claim a few more chunks. As you can see, what I did was I simply went one by one and went to a different chunk and did /town claim, and after I claimed it I went around and I put a border around the edges so I could easily tell, like as you can see now, what's part of my town. Everything, the snow and inside is part of my town, and each chunk or town plot is easily split up so I can see them. At this point, I would recommend creating a spawn chunk or a spawn plot where your players will spawn in. Just make it a nice little area they spawn in. You don't have to do this, but it's recommended. I'll give you an example in a moment. Alright, so what I did was I made a really simple little structure here, which is basically where they're going to spawn in. As you can see, it's one chunk, that's the size of it, or in other words, one town plot. So now I'm going to set the spawn in it, so when people type /town spawn or /town spawn test, they will get teleported to right here. So now you're going to do /town set spawn, and now that will be the town spawn. So when players type /town spawn, they will be teleported right here. Players can only type /town spawn if they are part of the town. Other players can do /town spawn space the town name if you have that enabled for your town, if you have your town open. There are a few things you can toggle on and off in the town. If you do /town, it'll show you, or my bad, /town toggle, it'll show you all the toggleable, anyways, things you can toggle in the town. Here they are listed out. I would only recommend changing public and open. Toggle PvP turns PvP on or off. Public makes it so people can teleport to your town or not. Explosions are enabled or not. Fire spread is enabled or not. Mobs are enabled or not. Don't mess with attack percent really. And toggle open. So if you do /town toggle public, by default public is enabled. If you set it to disabled, people will not be allowed to spawn to your town. So I'm going to put that back to enabled. And /town toggle open makes it so players can just join the town without being invited. I would actually only recommend changing public if you either want people to be able to teleport there or not. At this point, we're probably going to want to make plots available to purchase now. So first, what I'm going to do is create a road right here in this plot, and then I'll get right back. Alright, so what I did here was I made a quick little road that once my town expands, I would keep expanding the road straight north here, and then I just put houses to the side. Every once in a while, I'll make the road go out different ways. I would recommend just having designated plots for a road. Don't make them all just for sale, cause then it's just a ton of houses right next to each other with no roads or paths going to them. So now we're going to want to make some of these plots like this one and this one. I'm going to make these two for sale, these two on the outside here, on the outside of the road. But first we need to set our prices. So we're going to set the plot price. This is how much residents are going to pay for a plot. So we're going to do /town set plot price and then the price. For this tutorial, I'm just going to do 750. You don't want to charge too much because then your town won't get a lot of people. But if you charge too little, you won't really be getting money off of this or getting your money back. So 750 is a good price. And now we're also going to set tax prices. So we're going to do /town set taxes. I'm going to make mine $25. That means residents of your town are going to be charged $25 a day. It'll be automatically taken out of their balance and deposited into the town bank. They need to make sure they have enough money, otherwise they will get removed from the town and what they have will be deleted. Now that we have our plots outlined and a flat ground put in, it's now time to make them for sale. I wouldn't recommend making plots for sale that are very uneven or not outlined. If they're outlined like this in level, it really makes it look a lot better and would definitely make someone rather buy a plot like this than one that's not outlined and doesn't have a flat ground. Alright, so what we're going to do is stand in the plot you want to make for sale and just simply do /plot space for sale. Now this plot will be up for sale and it'll cost however much you made the plot price. So now when you go into the plot, it'll say for sale and the price. We can do the same for this side over here, /plot for sale. Now those two plots are for sale and they can be purchased by any resident in the town. Now I'm ready to invite someone to the town and have them purchase a plot. So I'm going to invite someone to the town. To do this, you're going to do /town space add space and then their name. So I'm going to type in its name really quick. Alright, we'll wait for him to accept the invite, and he has joined the town. Now, if you notice, the more town residents you have, the bigger town size you'll be allowed to make. If you remember, the town size under /town used to say something out of 8. Now we're allowed to own a total of 16 chunks as our town. So I'm going to ask him to now please teleport to the town spawn and purchase this plot. As you can see, when they type /town spawn, they will instantly get teleported right to here. Again, you can make your spawn for your town a lot cooler. This was just really simple. Now I'm going to have them purchase this plot. So please do /plot claim. /plot claim, when you type this as a resident, you will purchase the plot. So remember, the plot price is $750. And if you remember, when we entered, it said for sale. Now if we re-enter, it will say the name of the person who has purchased this. Those are the basics of creating a town with Towny. There are a few more ways of creating a town, which might be faster but a little more confusing. I just wanted to make a video showing you guys how to make a town. This is, in my opinion, extremely easy. There are just a few more things to it I didn't really mention in the video, but I do want to tell you about. You can also do /town assistant add and then name here. If you add someone as assistant, they basically get all the permissions or privileges or abilities as the town mayor, which is basically you, the town owner. It's just called the mayor. They're allowed to pretty much do everything you can, so you gotta really be careful if you give anyone this, but this is really helpful if you're making a town with like a friend or something. Also, another thing, you can also do /towny space map. This will bring up a map in the chat of the town, and as you can see, the little yellow slash or dash or line is basically where you're standing, and then everything else has the key right here, so you could basically figure that out. Basically, if for other commands, you could just do /towny and it'll give you a list of commands you can type. So see, if we do /town space question mark, we will get a few commands, or not just a few, but many commands under /town. So that's really helpful. Again, just go exploring basically the commands you can do. This was a really simple guide for creating a town. And yeah, this is basically it. If you have any questions, you can ask me in game. Otherwise, I would recommend just going through the permissions, or the commands I mean, by typing /towny, and then it'll tell you what else you can type. Or visit the link in the video description, which will basically bring you to a website with the list of every single command for Towny, and there are a lot. So you go exploring that. But I just really want to remind you, if you do create a town, make sure you put money in the town bank by doing /town space deposit space amount. If you don't have money in the town bank and the daily time comes where it takes money from the town bank as the daily upkeep and your town bank doesn't have enough money, it will delete your town. So make sure you have enough money in there. If you know you're not going to be on for a while, store a lot of money in there. Otherwise your town will get deleted and I can't just restore it for you. Everything will get deleted in it, and there is no easy backup for that unless I back up the whole server, which will roll back everyone else's stuff. So I won't be able to roll back your towns, guys. Um, just make sure you keep the money in the town bank. That's a really simple guide. Again, I'm sorry for this video's length. I'm just making it longer, talking so much at the end here. Again, any questions, ask me in game. If I'm not busy, I should be able to help you out.